That's where the stock price just drops, and you just have the same asset. It's just worth less on the market. A realized loss is where you sell for less than what you bought it for. That's like a basketball game where the buzzer has hit zero and there's no coming back from that, right? Whereas the unrealized loss is one where you're still in the game, but you're down by 10 points. And then you got FOMO. FOMO is like what you could have made, money you could have made that you didn't make. And I don't spend a lot of time on FOMO because wishing, like I think the rapper Coolio used to say, wishing is for suckers. So I'm not gonna sit back and just be mad about what I could have had. That's like a basketball game where you could have hit the 3-point shot, or a football game where you could have scored a wide open touchdown. You can't think about that. You got to focus on winning the game, right? All that matters is pretty much winning the game. So it's really, in my view, the realized loss or the realized gain that matters most. Unrealized losses, unrealized gains can be temporary. The market changes all the time. And then FOMO, it doesn't do you any benefit to think about FOMO. Steve says, in an attempt to budget our family finances, I'm curious what a reasonable expectation per month earnings of selling stock options would be. Started with $10,000. Okay, so we talked about that. Yeah, we just did the example with a firm. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I just literally looked at the options, and if you follow the techniques, remember I show you how to prevent FOMO or minimize it, and I also show you how to minimize FOLO, fear of losing out, fear of losses, right? So if you follow that strategy, then not only would you make the income, but once you make the income, remember when it comes to wealth, your goal isn't just to make money, right? A lot of people can make money, or but the goal is to protect the money that you make. Do you understand, right? So if I'm making a lot of money, but I'm only going to do that for 2 weeks because the market's going to change on me, and I don't know how to adjust to that, then it's like I don't know, it's like dating the most beautiful woman in the world for for a week and a half, but that's not my wife. That's not somebody that I'm really going to be able to build with consistently. So if you're talking about building a solid portfolio, I encourage you to realize that stabilizing that portfolio is just as important as generating income from the portfolio. But yeah, if somebody has $10,000 that they're able to invest safely in a strategy like this, it can be something that makes a big difference. It can pay your car note, pay half your rent, half your mortgage, stuff like that. Maybe all your mortgage. Actually, I see people pay their mortgage all the time, pay their quit their jobs. Some of you that save really well have been able to actually quit your jobs. I've had one-on-one consultations with numerous students who have literally had enough money to quit their jobs. And at that point, you just want to make sure you protect the golden goose. Remember, when we talk about wealth, there's 4 steps to building wealth. There is number one, financial consciousness. You got to know where the money is. Millions of Americans don't have any money, and they don't understand the reason you don't have any money is because you don't even know where the money is. They don't even know the basics that most wealth in America is created through stock market investing, real estate investing, and entrepreneurship. And then when they know this, they don't know exactly how to proceed. Then the second step is you got to make a plan to go get the money. After and the plan is okay, if I'm going to be an entrepreneur, what kind of entrepreneur am I going to be? How am I going to build this business? If I'm going to be a stock market investor, what are my alternatives there? Basic stock market investing is very easy to do. What we do with stock options is a little more complicated. It was a well thought out strategy that I apply to make money for my own family, but it does require a plan. And if you have a plan, I think it's much more lucrative and easier to make that money than it is by getting up and going to work every day.